to Christine again.
So, all right, tell me that.
She
So either Christine, I gathered, knew from
She
you,
removed herself from the.
but she must have known.
I spoke to her about it.
Right. Wasn't her fault. She did what she was asked to do.
Yeah. Christine didn't do anything wrong.
No, she showed up. She did something awkward. She was there to be helpful.
And she was pissed off to do it.
Oh, interesting. But she was
Why
still.
am I doing this for him when so he can go with this girl?
But she did it.
Yeah.
Oh, that means she sounds like an okay chick then.
No. But once
There was no.
the shit hit the fan, she disappeared.
Are you sorry about that?
She was my friend.
No, I know. I realize it seems like you've lost a friend.
Yeah, but I have to respect it. I can't.
I have to give her some credit for just staying away and
I tried to contact her.
in an awkward situation.
Email and phone, no response. Have to leave her alone, right?
Tell the rest of the goddamn world that there are so many people who don't do that.
Yeah.
Of course. Alright. And so something about your siblings. See if any active regrets. Yeah, so your dad's backstory, there's a link that you can send me and maybe we can work it in. I think it's interesting. I think it's I think it's the idea of the sort of inevitability of I don't know. I want to do that. And then also your mom's backstory. Like, your mom is already front and center. She'll does it matter why she? Does it matter to you why she was the way she was?
Does it matter to me?
Yes. Because people don't get like that.
Well, I've come to accept.
Oh sure.
But in terms of
so be it.
She worked with what tools she had.
She did the best, and her best kind of sucked.
Her best sucked, but an unemployed woman in the 70s dragging around 6 kids.
But she acquired those kids. She popped them out.
Yeah. And
yeah, I guess
there's just more sympathy for her.
Right. I concur. Yeah. I mean, she seemed to want to have babies, so she kept having them, and I guess
yes, she did. And she didn't do a good job of it.
Well, a lot of you guys are still okay.
No, 2 of us.
Maybe no thanks to them. That's not a terrible ratio. 1/3 or thereabouts. And that was really no thanks to her. But no, I wonder if you want to give her backstory, her hard scrabble.
I think what would be interesting, right, is those totally unrelated things. There's a newspaper clipping.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Have that somewhere in the beginning,
we
the
can
story,
do that.
then the roster of the escapees, and then introduce that, go back to that at some other point. But you open this book about recovery, and it starts with an explosion, and the newspaper story is very articulate. Exactly what happened. The gelatin.
Okay, it was a good piece of journalism.
The gelatin. Good piece of journalism. It was very descriptive.
It told the story, but it was
what
the
the
truth.
bomb was, how it was placed, how the guard tried to take it and remove it and get it off the wall, but he couldn't get it off the wall.
Wow.
And
yeah, that's gotta be incorporated.
And it was a very famous guy. I can never remember his name. That they were breaking out. They weren't breaking my grandfather out.
Right.
He's a soldier.
He was just a.
Yeah.
Huh. But that makes it even cooler somehow that he was just a sort of guy on the side.
So out of the guys that got out, they took care of the boyos, right?
Mm-hmm. I know.
A lot of the ones who weren't, they all got caught.
Okay.
So
yeah.
many of them got away. Many of them went back. He's one of the few that got away.
And stayed away.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's kind of magic to that.
Yeah.
It's actually quite extraordinary.
They put him on a freighter to Canada.
Does he have any writings of his own, any correspondence?
I wish I knew.
Yeah.
I wish I knew, but
not everybody leaves.
He was a horrible man too.
Yeah, but here you are. He was a horrible man too.
Yeah. Found out later, he abused. Oh, did I tell you about Sheila?
No.
So my grandfather, my grandmother, and his brother and his wife, or Sheila's, or the mother and her brother, 2 couples go to Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
1 couple comes back pregnant.
Yeah.
And
oh boy.
My grandmother's pregnant, and the other couple. Oh no, the other couple's pregnant.
Right.
So, this male and female couple, this is my
And your
grandparents. This male says to my father, when she gives birth, you're taking the fucking kid, and I never want to see it. Because my grandfather had an affair with her.
Was that the case?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So whatever happened?
So my Sheila was hidden away from me when I was a kid. She was described as an alcoholic and all these problems. And of course she was. She was probably treated like trash her whole life.
I just can't even imagine a scenario like that.
My old Irish grandmother wasn't going to accept that.
Right. Jesus.
I can imagine the beating she must have gotten from the grandmother. You know, just taking out her husband and stuff on her.
I can't get my mind around it. So it's like everyone's to blame and no one's to blame. But that's sort of better than someone who's who was placid and yikes. Sorry, you're the only adult in the room, Brian. You're the only functional person.
Sometimes.
Most of the time. Even when you were being bad, you had elements of humanity. I mean, I guess everyone has elements of humanity, but even what you're doing today, I get that, relationship-wise, I get that it's awkward. I guess it's not ideal. It's not what you want. But I think doing the right thing.
Yeah, there's so many lovely things I could just fall back into, and I just cut it all off.
And you know to do that for all time, because you know it doesn't work, or it's not you anymore.
Well, I told you that's why I went to SLA. You know.
Yeah, was it? Yeah, I knew that you had gone, and I figured you were probably. It sounded like you were bottoming out because you were so unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
But how did you know it existed? You knew about it probably the whole time.
Oh, so I never heard of SLAA. I've heard of SA.
They call it something else, yeah.
The button those two problem. One doesn't have anything to do with love.
Right. Ah, yes, that's right.
So I have this girl who, she's a lawyer. And we went to grad school together, and like the first day we met in class, it was like this connection, right? Like this attraction. But I told you, right, I'm involved with somebody, blah, blah, blah. And, she was involved with this crazy guy. We acknowledged the attraction, and, said it's okay.
You keep it platonic.
But,
For once in our life, for once in your life, you keep it platonic.
Right. So, plus, she's a crazy Upper East Side Jew.
That's so good.
A lot of money.
Can't do it.
So anyway, we stay in touch casually over the years, and then she reached out to me. She's like, "What's going on?" Oh, I'm down on Perry Street, Buddhist Film Festival. I'm gonna go to 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
So we went, and she's like, "Brian, you have to come to a meeting with me." Because this guy who was tormenting her was now out of her life.
Okay.
And he's been carrying her on a ride for years. And so she took me. Because,
But you were willing, once again.
Yeah.
A lot of people would say, I'll pass. Apparently you caught a good meeting, because...
And there was another girl that I really loved. And, while I was with Michelle.
Was she there? She at the meeting. All right. That's actually sort of a heartbreaking thing. I think you'll make it work. I think that could have all come together, but to acknowledge it.
She was, the other girl's like just. Just part of the universe. Just loving, accepting, and kind. Beautiful. I had no business. I'm like, where? Why? She looks like a 20-year-old model. She was actually 30.
Wow.
Ukrainian and Russian.
You think there's some alternate universe in which...
That's what she thought. We know each other from before. She said I saved her life. She was going to kill herself.
Dang.
And...
That's a heavy responsibility.
I wasn't her supervisor at work, I was a supervisor at work.
Mhm.
Hers wasn't there. I had to take her somewhere.
Got it.
So when the car, I came back from my lung surgery, and I'm like, I'm so sorry to hear about your boyfriend, because I can't make it. So the boyfriend died of a heart attack. And so like she like started crying right away. Said, I can't talk about it. So we get in the car and start talking about drug policy in the United States. And then she tells me, I need to tell you something, and I want to trust you. And I said, you can trust me. I'm the one who hired her. And she said, well, I recommended her be hired.
Mhm.
She said, my boyfriend overdosed on heroin. She said, nobody knows. You know, she said.
I'm sorry she had to make that a secret.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She said he's been struggling with it for years, and
And she pumped it off as a heart attack, but it was really an OD.
yeah.
That's sad.
But then I told her my story, and she said that it gave her hope because she was already planning on killing herself.
Oh my
I left there, came over here. She said, can I come see you for therapy? And I knew. And I'm like, yeah, sure. And I knew. I'm like, this is gonna be a mess.
God. A little too close for comfort.
But I wanted. You know.
Didn't say you didn't want it.
So, you know, after like 2 meetings, something, I gave her money back. I said, listen, you're not here for therapy.
But you did have two sessions
Yeah.
that were not
I never did any paperwork or anything.
But they were
We
conventional
just,
sessions.
yeah, no, we just talked about universal stuff and, you know,
And drug
you know,
statutes
you know.
and
I said, I gave her the money back. I said, this is not what you're here for. I said, I know it and you know it. And
Wow.
It's unethical of me to take the money.
she accepted that?
She took it back, yeah. But no, she didn't want to take it back.
Okay.
So
But she accepted
listen, but she did.
Right.
I said, I called her up or something. I said, you know, I told you so much about my life. I've been on the streets since I was 10 years old. You know, what do you think about me? She said, well, you know. I said, do you think you're slicker than me? She said, what are you talking about? I said, look in your coat pocket. Or wherever I put the money. She tried to hide the money. She thought I didn't see it. And I took it and I put it back in her stuff.
Brian.
And I was like,
Jeez.
you're not slicker than me.
You were she couldn't possibly be. Someone who's run the streets like you has to have the instinct. So that's where you left it?
No. Then we saw each other for a year. No sex.
Mm-hmm. Just friends.
No.
Friends with this intimate friends.
Yeah, very intimate.
Mm-hmm.
We
No
met
sex.
here, not for a year.
Okay.
Kissing, hugging, really, and you know. And she's like, I want to get married, I want to have a baby, and I'm like, you know, that's not me. First of all, your parents would kill me, right? I'm the same age as your father.
Oh my God. Yeah, I guess.
And
I guess you could have a dad your age.
she was a very beautiful woman.
I'm sure.
So sweet, and more
She's
than
a-
I deserved.
Oh, but I mean, Michelle's beautiful and loving and
No.
good too. But
not,
you did you.
not Michelle territory.
Ah.
It's a total different level
I
of.
feel like that. But this lady seems like a nice person.
Oh my god.
And that touches my heart. That she's
And I
decent.
couldn't give
And
her,
suffering so much.
I couldn't give her what she wanted. But my mother loves you. She doesn't know who you are, but she knows
That things are
that
better for
you're
your
the guy
present.
that saved my life. And but she doesn't know that I'm a
Yeah.
old guy, you know.
Well, I bet she
She
wouldn't
said,
care.
but my father and my brother would be a real problem. And I'm like, my son would be a problem too. He'd never
So
talk
everyone's
to me.
putting on the table all the barriers to this being alright. So that
So anyway, I told her, I said, I'm not leaving Michelle for you. I can't because there are children involved.
right.
Okay. Ryan, I've made a decision. I will stay. I still want to see you. If you're staying with Michelle, I still want to see you anyway. I love you.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. And I gather you did that for a while.
That's why I've been in SLA, because I shouldn't be doing stuff like that.
It's not ideal. It's
So
not okay.
She and I were lovers for a while, and
A couple years back. I mean, not terribly
No.
recently. Okay.
Alan, I just broke up with her.
I just this minute broke up with her. I love how she put, like, what she said was so weird, but the fact that you're like, yeah, is very. I've decided I'm not going to go away. I'm not. Wow.
No, but I was like, what? Are you sure?
Her thing was that she was going to accept you, not being
Yeah.
complete, not signed on.
And I'm like, I'm not
better
gonna-
you in part than not at all.
I said, I'm not going to ruin your life, you know.
Which I think she probably said, knew you wouldn't.
She's, you know. She said, I know this isn't going to go on forever, blah,
She
blah,
just
blah.
wanted you for the time she could have you.
I helped her get back into grad school, and because she was going to leave the country, go back to Ukraine. But
Wow.
you know, it was so hard not to like reach out to her yesterday.
Mm.
But I know it's the best thing to do.
But you both parted eventually on good, if painful, but
Painful
good
terms, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry about that, but I mean, both nice people who
Yeah.
realize, yeah.
We didn't have a fight and
Yeah.
break up. It's like, I can't do it anymore. It's killing me.
And she has not called you in the interim, because I believe you're someone who once you're done, you'll stay away. I don't know you, but you have done it in the past. No.
I'm fighting on Facebook last week with this girl I dated in 1986.
Or on the D.
I'm like, why did you get in touch with me? Why we're arguing on Facebook Messenger?
What about? What is there to argue about? It was years ago, right?
I said, listen, I can't be talking to you if you're going to be throwing around racial slurs and
No.
you know. I said,
Nowhere to go with that.
This kind of stuff. You know?
It was offline though. I mean, was it like on her page or was it?
No, I'm not
direct message.
literally on Facebook right now. I don't think. but-
Okay.
And I said,
Yeah, we can't do that.
and I said, and she said, prison is full of sob stories because she did 5 years for domestic violence.
She did.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
In some like campy little female prison, you know.
Bedford Hills.
I'm like, bitch, I was in the penitentiary. In the federal penitentiary, in the worst place in, you know. When she said that to me, I was like, who are you? What are you even talking about?
And furthermore, why are we still talking? Get out of here.
Why are
Check,
we
please.
arguing?
Someone you didn't care that much about because it's done and over. She's obviously
Yeah.
not. Okay, but
I mean,
this
she's-
other chick is a lovely human being.
Yeah.
And if Michelle moved to elsewhere, you might be with her.
No, her parents would kill me.
No, I don't believe they'd really.
I do. Well, I
Wow.
think the brother would.
Okay, if the
Actually
parents
murder me.
died or something. Aw, that's kind of sad.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry about that. That's a lot. You know, it's nice to be a chick magnet, but I'm sure it comes with its
It's
own
like,
set
no,
of
I'm
problems.
like, I don't deserve it. How do I end up with this?
Yeah, but as someone said, I don't know whether you deserve her or not. You seem like a nice guy. You're a cute guy. Why wouldn't? But it doesn't even matter. You got her,
Yeah.
so you got to just do right by it. So it's very poignant that you set her aside for the moment without a fight. I mean, you know what I mean? Like it didn't end in another
Yeah.
room, and it may not.
And it's hard.
And it may not have ended. And it may not have ended. I gather that. And Michelle only knows this in just vaguely, like not per se, but she
Someone
senses
doesn't know
it.
anything about this.
But she senses something's up because you always say that she's always so neurotic about stuff like that.
That's because her first husband cheated on her.
Didn't you as a kid? Didn't you know her in high school or something like that?
Yeah, we dated when she was in starting grad school.
And she's young. Is she younger than?
Yeah. She was getting ready to graduate NYU, and she was picking her program
Okay.
for grad school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a while ago. That's quite a while ago, I gather.
Yeah.
Because she's been in business for a long time.
And
Okay.
it's like we were a couple for a little while. She was really cute. She came into the bar. She had on, a whole British look, the garters.
Yeah, she's super cute.
And
I get it.
and then I got arrested for 2 murders.
What are you gonna do?
I said, Michelle,
That you didn't commit.
I don't want to get this girl involved in this. So I wouldn't, that's the last you heard of me. I wouldn't let her come see me.
So that was you being a gentleman again. I know it's not maybe not in her mind.
I was like, I am not dragging this girl down.
Was that
this
really your
road.
thought?
Yeah.
But that's a very nice thought,
Yeah.
right? You're a good man, Charlie Brown. You're just gonna have to deal with that because she doesn't know about this. So Michelle is she can be lied to, and she's not aware of any of this stuff. But she's still taking her husband's infidelities and pinning them onto you, which is sort of ironic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I justify it by I'm living this anyway. So.
I guess. Okay.
But then what I did was I read this book for women. That's written for women, and I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I can't. I better stop.
This is making me feel terrible. I'm gonna stop reading this book.
No, I'm gonna stop
I
doing this behavior. You know.
Okay. Well, good. Okay.
I said, this is awful.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard. I don't know that it's necessarily awful, but it's certainly not helpful.
You know, it's awful what the women are feeling. You know, because
Yeah.
women are telling their stories.
Yeah. Well, all right. That's nice.
You know,
Empathy.
I thought I knew him. I didn't know anything about him. In my mind, it's like nobody should know everything about me.
Yeah.
You know, that's in my mind that it's
Yeah.
not normal, apparently.
Yeah. I want to be a trustworthy, good, upstanding person. I think I am with Barry, but we don't live in each other's heads, and I don't. It's not my place to know. I totally get that. I don't want to mislead him or do anything. That's why I felt so bad about being this at-home secret drunk. That seemed like a betrayal.
Right.
He doesn't need to know the rest of what's going on,
Uh-huh.
and vice versa.
Right.
No, that's all. That's a given. But I think maybe actions that if you have two phones and we
Yeah,
double
I
life.
learned quickly not to turn the phone over and all that stuff.
Because that looks suspect.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, and I only have
You gotta
one
tell me what to do
phone.
because I don't do this shit, so I need to know. I need to have some chops.
Yeah. So you never
You leave-
if you're putting your phone upside down all the time,
I'm just trying to get rid of the light.
there's a reason, right? You're
Yeah.
doing that. So I just keep my ringer off from work.
Yeah.
Um,
My ringer's always off. I think there's something about when you live your life out in the open, which I gather you're not doing at the
Yeah.
moment. Then it doesn't matter, and it's a great feeling of freedom, and you'll get there, and you'll be able to do that when you're not promising anything to anybody.
yeah.
No, you deserve a break. You deserve happiness.
I don't know.
First of all, most people do, and you certainly do. It's like what they say. I remember this person saying, "I don't know if you deserve a cute little boy, Ellen, but the point is you have him. Do right by it." I'm like, who cares if I deserve him?
I've got this little girl coming in at 2:15,
Aw.
and I don't know you know about my daughter shit.
Mm-mm.
You know, I had a daughter I don't even know
Was
about.
it sort of an Asian woman?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I suffer, from the loss of a daughter.
Yeah.
And this little girl's father just committed suicide. So I'm like so connected to her right now.
And have you not been for a long time? Like, was there a period of time when
No, they brought me into this client.
after?
They
Yeah.
just brought her in. And so she's suffering the trauma of her father committing suicide. And I'm here available for a 12-year-old, which I wasn't available for my own daughter.
I don't know.
So it's like really, like the counter-transference is insane.
And I guess is it some kind of karmic? Or what I couldn't do? I hate the word karma, but
Yeah.
what I couldn't do for my own daughter.
Yeah.
And you couldn't. You didn't know she existed.
I didn't.
So you.
So it's like, I don't know who gets her mother pays me a lot of money. I don't know who gets more therapy out of it.
Fascinating. I know, so you can't really say, you could say to me, we both help each other, but if we were to say to your client, she helps me, no, I'm paying you to help her. Oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. Then I'll split soon. Oh, that's really interesting. How long have you had her as a client?
About 3 months.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's significant. So you know that.
She's a cute little girl. She's really good at
But life,
everything.
the universe delivers this weird. The only thing I was going to ask you, I have to work in a lot of stuff. I left my manuscript. I think is at the point where you're first getting arrested. But there's one chapter. I don't know what I'll do with it, but it was like just two examples of one, like two childhood things. One triumph, one tragic, and the triumph was you getting past your mom, the shower, the boat, because it's like I won, and now I own the river. And the other one was the
And
shattered
I did own the
teacup.
river,
It's like yeah.
I did.
Yeah. Oh, without question.
I became a river boy.
I know you. It was never going to defeat you. I love that. And then the tragic one, although nothing tragic came of it, was the trip to Coney Island.
Yeah.
So it's like having to shatter with
At
this
the end
gift,
of the night,
gift
just
that it
holding
just
it.
oh
knowing what was gonna happen to me.
I was tearing up, and that's just no one should have to, you know.
Throwing it out to the
And I feel like you'll never forget the Shattered, you know. Nothing specific, and your mom didn't even know about it, right? She wasn't even the wiser, I gather. She was away, or you got home unscathed.
No, that's when I got the hot sauce.
Oh, I did reference the hot sauce, but
Yeah.
because she knew that you were out, but she didn't know about the cop.
Right. No, she never knew about the
Okay, you got it at 10 o'clock,
I ended up getting home so late. That's when I got, and I knew.
and she happened to be home without her boyfriend at that
I
point.
knew
Okay, I
bringing
wasn't-
the cup home was going to be useless.
No, right, and you weren't even going to bring it home as an offering of "Don't beat me" because
Yeah,
I gave you this.
it
It was
wouldn't
just,
matter.
I know, but you probably just wanted to give your mom something.
Yeah. But I knew it would be useless.
Yes, and that's how you knew that. That's not that different. That's even say. And the cops are like,
no, I knew.
okay, I apologize.
I had to throw it away because I couldn't let her know I was a Coney Island.
And yet she still, yeah.
But I would love to have given it to her.
And that's I don't know. It's just hard to even think about that.
Yeah.
It's like it's a small detail. That's not a small detail
Yeah.
at all. I am the most boring person on the planet
Why do you think?
because I don't have any stories like that.
Oh, please.
I mean, I wish that's a level that you didn't, but. And then the only thing I was going to ask you was, like, do you have any, like, people not supposed to live in regrets? Do you have any active firing regrets at the moment?
Do I have any
Yeah.
active
Is that a stupid question? Like, because there's so many, or. Because it seems like you've turned everything over into something else.
I have some really funny ones.
Okay. I love a funny regret.
I am so embarrassed by it. I used to date this girl, her father. Remember Malton? Is that what name? On 8th Street, the hotel now, it's a big shot.
Oh, and it's a boutique hotel now?
Yeah, it used to be garbage.
Yeah.
So her dad ran the place, her name was Blanche Montgomery. And she comes up to me in a club. She's in this leopard skin dress, blonde, looks hot as hell. And she hands me a card. And it's already
A business card.
No,
Written
flirting
out
card.
to you.
You know, it's got
Call
printed
me.
in it, and then her phone number.
Right.
And so I ended up hooking up with her, right? Oh, what a fuddy-duddy, right? I mean,
So the exterior looked like fun.
yeah, it was just like cold, dead fish, right? And she's dating a New York Ranger, and
Is she a celebrity in her own right or no?
no, she's but she was buying me gifts. She took me to see the Ramones. Anyway,
What can we learn from this?
walking down the street one day, I run into her and her mother and her father. Hey, where you going? Haven't seen you in a long time. Oh, we're going to Broadway to see a show. Now I know her father's involved with the light. One of his friends is involved with the lighting industry.
Right.
I'm like, oh. I said, so I see you're pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't pregnant.
No, she wasn't, was she?
I was, listen,
Never.
Alan, I am still embarrassed to today. I still cringe.
It happened to all of us.
This is 30 years ago.
And you never. Did she react in any way, or
They all their jaws dropped.
did she look like? Okay, but she clearly looked like she was pregnant.
Yeah.
They
No, she had-
always say don't
She had
comment
a
unless
bloated
her
belly.
feet are in the stirrups and but
Oh.
we've all done that.
I went Shakespearean on something. Said you with child or something like that.
Oh my god! I dare say she's gotten over it. The kids, has her own kids.
Yeah, we're friends on Facebook.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah,
That's funny.
I had to like unfollow her. She's out of her mind, and she still lives there.
And she's still putting forward the leopard.
Oh no, I don't know what I don't.
Right. But she was someone who looked like she'd be fun and.
Yeah, she was just like. I go to meet her. There's this girl in this baby blue ski jacket. I'm like, where's Blanche?
Yeah, I mean, there's something very tragic about the whole thing. Actually, everything about it's tragic. Parents, and they're like, ugh.
No, but I don't know. That's gonna have to be the next question because we don't have time for that.
I gotta go. Yeah, but that's good stuff. And I'll also ask you at some point about. I mean, you gave me your vague lineage.